What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming back to my channel, Mike versus everyone. Now, I got a hell of a story for you today. The Seattle Police Department, just like every other police department around the country, they've had it. Now, I was wondering what the police, like their actual stance on everything that was going on was. I had a pretty good idea that they were pretty pissed off and fed up with it. Well, the police have come out with a statement here to the news, and not looking good. Um, So we're going to go over this news report here together. Do me a favor before we get started. If you could, I'm just getting started out here on YouTube, as if you couldn't tell. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Got a lot of things happening, especially as we get close to the election, politics, Hollywood, pro sports. It's all going crazy. So hit the subscribe button. Join me on this journey. I would greatly appreciate it. If you like what I have to say, hit the like button, hit the share button. Leave me a comment. Let me know what your opinion is on what I got to say. Now, let's go over this and then we'll talk about it real quick. So, it's an absolute joke. Seattle officers leave scathing responses in exit interviews. So these are the interviews, obviously, they give the cops when they retire, when they, when they're leaving early. I mean, there's police officers retiring, resigning, just quitting. So they give them these exit interviews. Let's read over this real quick now. Seattle police officers who are leaving the department gave scathing responses during their exit interviews. KOMO obtained the exit interviews, which blamed city leadership on riots and low morale for leaving the department. Which blamed city leadership to riots and low morale for leaving the department. Some of those people don't do spell checks or anything like that. Brutal and blunt in their words, SPD officers did not hold back their reasons for leaving. So these cops are pissed that they listen. All right, so listen up. One retiring sergeant who had been on the force for more than 20 years said, "I refused to work for this socialist city council political agenda." Check that out. I'll read it. One retiring patrol sergeant who had been on the force for more than 20 years said, "I refused to work for this socialist city council and their political agenda. This agenda sacrifices the health and well-being of the officers and ultimately will destroy the fabric of this once fine city." Nailed it. He nailed it with that one. When asked what factors had a negative effect on the morale in the department, one officer whose job is up in the air said, "The council wanting to defund us and gaining ground doing it. Rioters not being charged even when they assault officers. I mean, that should be a felony right there. Now they're being charged for it." Another patrol officer from the East Precinct was resigning after 6 to 10 years of service offered this explanation for leaving the department. Current hostile work environment in a precinct that is under civil unrest by a small group that is constantly committing multiple felonies and attempting to murder peace officers. So that when followed up with the question, "What did you enjoy least about working at SPD, Seattle Police Department?" The officer said, "I enjoyed almost every aspect of working with Seattle PD itself. The one thing that I enjoyed the least was the handling of the last 3 months of riots." That is the Crime Stoppers Director of Law Enforcement Services, which works with the Seattle Police Department. He said the responses point to a hostile and non-supportive work environment for officers. It's ridiculous, he said. Just when you think it can't get more insane, it does. In response to the question, "Would you like to work for Seattle Police Department again in the future?" some said they're open to the opportunity if things change drastically. One canine officer who's resigning after more than 11 years said, "I highly doubt it. You could pay me twice what you're paying me now, and I wouldn't work for Seattle under this current political mayhem, Marxist collaborations, and lack of government and police leadership." Ugh. It's an absolute joke and a travesty for the rest of the citizens here in this city, this one beautiful city. And that's the key right there. That's the key takeaway is the citizens of Seattle are the ones that are going to be punished for this. And it's not the police officers at all, but the citizens of Seattle are going to feel the brunt. All right, we're almost done here. So he said it's an absolute joke and a travesty for the rest of the citizens here in this city, once beautiful city. Our police department is there to protect all of us, and because of the cutbacks and retirements, who's going to protect our public safety? Who's going to be there to help the citizens? According to the exit interviews, some of the SPD officers are leaving the departments like Everett, Des Moines, Kennewick, and the Pierce County Sheriff's Office, places they said they feel like they need more support. All right, so that's the end. That's crazy. Talking about, the socialist government, these Marxist groups. I mean, that right there, they're basically driving BLM and Antifa. And as we know in Seattle, is it Jenny Durkin? May Durkin? Um, she's the one that allowed them to build their little chop chaz zone on what's block radius in Seattle for the summer of love, which turned out to be a Marxist hellhole. Destroyed 6 blocks. People were getting shot and killed. It turned into just a big homeless camp where people were walking around high and committing crimes. And the residents and business owners of Seattle that were in that 6 block shop Chaz zone are suing the city of Seattle because of Jenny Dark let it all happen. That's complete insanity. That's these police officers. I'm glad this came out because you see all this happening on TV and on the news and social media. And you're like, what the hell do these cops think? Like, why are they doing? Why are they still there? But this is happening in a lot of cities where, first of all, you get New York, who's just cutting hundreds and hundreds of police out of Minneapolis, defunding the police. These people they're out of their minds. The radical left has completely lost the plot. So it's being said. I watched a lot of Tim Pool stuff, and a lot of other channels that have said there's going to be some civil unrest right around the election coming up here, especially if, regardless whether Trump wins or not, it's going to be crazy mass civil unrest. If Trump wins, it's going to be bananas. So what's going to happen in New York, where crime's already through the roof? Seattle's crime's already through the roof. Portland, even in droves. What's going to happen in these cities? It's going to be taken over by these little Marxist cults, Antifa, and I mean, who's gonna fight back? Is it gonna be the people that end up standing up, or who's gonna do what here? It's gonna turn bad, and I blame it on the government. I blame it on these mayors and governors of these cities and states, and of course, I put blame on BLM and Antifa for being the ones that are causing this mess. Someone needs to squash them. So and the thing that was crazy to me was a thumbnail that I made. Was a bunch of Seattle police officers standing there with a bunch of protesters in front of them, spraying them with silly spray. These police officers are just supposed to stand there, hold the line, sprayed with silly spray, which I know they're not getting sprayed with bullets or mace or anything, but I mean, it's demoralizing. Demoralize these cops, and I mean, this is what happens. That's what happens. So, I mean, if you live in Seattle, if you live in Portland, if you live anywhere in California, New York City, get the hell out. Get out. Go to the country for a while if you can and just relax and don't let this pass by. Hopefully we get a president that's going to put the smack down, get some law and order back here, destroy these groups, and get things back to the way they were. So we don't have this Marxist socialist come up here, uprising here in the country. So I just wanted to make this quick video. Happened to see this report. I thought it was very interesting. I was curious what the police officers were saying. And the things they're saying, it's an absolute joke. I refuse to work for the Socialist City Council and their political agenda. So good for these cops. And thank you for law enforcement, men and women in law enforcement in this country. You're doing an amazing job. I'm sorry you have to go through all this, and you get a lot of support. A lot of people are here to back you. So we'll see what happens, guys. I think it's going to be worse before it gets better, but I'm not here to be a fear monger. We'll just keep pushing. Now, like I said at the beginning, I'm just getting my YouTube channel started here. So do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. I got a lot of things coming down the road. It's going to get crazy. So join me on the ride. That would be great. And get some more videos coming up. So we'll see you next time.